recently, and someone was watching me do it, and they said, "You actually read the terms and conditions?" And I go, "Yes. I want to know what they want me to do and not do."
I'll be honest, I usually don't read the terms and conditions,
I
but
don't. Hello, and welcome to the People with People podcast, where we talk with people about people-y people things. You didn't hear any of that because I'm going to edit it expertly. Today, we are deciding to cut it a little bit shorter because I have to go to work, and this episode may not be released anyway because I could record something else. But for now, we'll say it's going up.
sure.
So
It's a
today,
test episode.
I, Zachary, am joined by Chris, and we're not really sure what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we spent the last 30 minutes setting up microphones to try to do this a little differently.
Oh yeah,
so hopefully,
new setup. It should sound differently.
I would hope so after all this. But
Please
we'll
tell
see.
us it sounds better.
Or
we
don't.
need to hear that after all this work.
Yes, because you're looking for affirmation through YouTube comments.
No,
That's a bad idea.
never look for affirmation through YouTube
You
comments.
will not get it.
I was actually, before you came, I was watching a video on somebody who stopped. Just bumped my microphone.
Stopped hitting their mic in
Who
front of them?
stopped hitting their microphone, yeah. No, but they stopped making one of their... It was Film Theory? No, sorry,
Yeah,
Game Theory.
Game Theory.
Yeah, they were doing an Undertale series, and they stopped because they were getting a bunch of hate for rearranging the canon however they wanted, which, if anybody watched the show, not for the Undertale videos, would know that that's what they do anyways. And then they also got flack for giving the Pope a video game when he came to America, whereas somebody else gave them a self-written novel about themselves as a YouTube celebrity. And somebody else gave the Pope, like, something weird, like a board game or something that they made. And so he was going, my gift wasn't that bad. I gave him a copy of Undertale and told him about the game. That's it. Somebody gave them a book saying, hey, I'm an awesome person. Read about me. I'm cool. Here, you can have it for free instead of paying $15 to hear about me.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of along the same lines of the Pope's normal gifts, though, because he, several years back, wrote a paper on the dangers of global warming, and he gives a copy of that essay to literally everyone he meets.
Yeah.
As the Pope.
I guess you got a gift by the Pope.
Yeah, it's an essay about global warming by the Pope before he was the Pope.
Whoa.
And there's literally thousands of copies, and it's publicly available. So, I'm not really sure how really special that is. It's kind of similar to saying, here's a book I wrote about myself, you can have it for free.
Yeah.
So, anyways. But, you are assuming intelligence upon the part of people on the internet.
True. Though he did say in the next video that when he pointed out that if people actually watched his content, they would know what to expect from his content. And so then people actually, he was surprised by this. People came back and apologized for being stupid on the internet.
People apologized on the internet?
Yes.
Is it broken
he
now?
acknowledged that.
The internet must be broken now.
Yes. Well, they apologized on Twitter, not on the YouTube's comment
That's usually
section.
where apologies go. At least it wasn't through Snapchat, where the apology disappears.
I have never used Snapchat.
Neither have I. I see no need for it.
Oh, a lot of people keep saying, oh yeah, give me your Snapchat. And I go, I don't have one. Because I do not like pictures of people. You remember Facebook?
Yeah, I do remember Facebook.
Basically people just posting pictures.
Of their food and their cat.
Yeah, that's why I didn't ever check Facebook.
Yep.
So I see no need to have literally the Facebook take pictures of everything app on my phone if I didn't like the pictures on Facebook anyway.
At least they delete after a while.
I guess that's true. But I still don't need that many pictures. You can also make memes on there, can't you?
I don't know. I haven't used Snapchat. I try to stay away from most of the stupid social media stuff. Mostly because I don't need the whole world knowing about all of my data. It's mine, and I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because essentially all those apps is they're fun, and they're a great platform to share your experience with your friends. But everything you share on them, you also share with the owners of the app.
Yeah.
And read the terms of service because they own anything you put on there.
True. And this was funny. I was downloading a game onto my computer. I think it was League of Legends, actually.
That sounds legendary.
It was either League of Legends or Republic Commando, because I got both of those recently. And someone was watching me do it, and they said, "You actually read the terms and conditions?" And I go, "Yes. I want to know what they want me to do and not do."
I'll be honest, I usually don't read the terms and conditions,
I
but I usually Google an article about the terms and conditions from someone that did read them and basically wrote cliff notes for them.
Yeah.
So if there's something evil and nefarious in there, I'll see it from them.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of too lazy to go through and read all that all caps print, which is in all caps, by the way, so that you don't read it. Because all caps is harder to read.
Yeah, but the terms and conditions, this was the funny thing that I thought about the League of Legends terms and conditions when I read them, is halfway through they were like, "Thank you for reading this far." Also, we tried to make it at least semi-entertaining by adding lots of jokes about video games while you read through these terms and conditions, like saying things like, "Don't be a jerk. Don't let other people be jerks. If you see another jerk, let us know he's a jerk."
Is that actually what it said in there?
I think so.
That's entertaining.
I'm looking it up. It was something like that. The agreement sets forth terms and conditions by which Riot Games Incorporated, not sponsored by League of Legends, by the way, I just got it recently, and its subsidiaries offer you access to use and enjoy League of Legends, underling game software, League of Legends, other apps we use while using these products and services collectively. So there's the initial thing. I don't know if this is the same thing.
It doesn't look like an actual terms and conditions.
I'm eligible. Yay! How can I create an account and play?
It looks like a FAQ.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a graphic designer may have been near when they made that, which means it can't be. Well, yes, but they use times in all caps usually. Times or Arial. I think it's usually times though.
It looks like
times in all caps is harder to read, so that's why they put it in there because they really don't want you to read it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But yeah, that looks like a FAQ about the game.
Yeah.
Which they do want you to read because it keeps people from calling them with the same stupid question every 20 minutes.
What kind of virtual goods can I access in the game and unlock access champion skins? Yeah. It was actually rather entertaining when I read through it, though. I don't know why.
Yeah. It can be. If they make it entertaining.
Yeah. Well, they specifically pointed out, we're trying to make this entertaining.
Yeah. That's an interesting strategy.
Yeah.
Because most companies want people to just click yes. To a point where frequently it's pre-selected.
Well, the thing is since League of Legends is specifically an online environment,
right?
They want people to at least read through, "Hey, don't swear. You can get suspended for swearing. Also, we'll censor it anyway, so it's pointless." And things like that.
Are they auto-censor?
They're very bad at auto-censoring.
Oh.
So auto-censoring is replace the things with asterisks. The only thing is if you put a space in the middle of each letter, it doesn't censor it. It's just the words themselves.
Oh, so it's text.
Yeah.
I was thinking voice.
No.
That's much harder to do.
Way harder, yes.
There is software that will do it, but you have to have a delay on the broadcast.
There's only typed chat, which is weird for a real-time team coordination game to be typing, because the way you actually move is also by typing. So in order to coordinate with your team, you have to not be doing anything in the actual game. Which is why everybody just Skypes together.
That seems like a design flaw. So yeah, Skype makes sense. That way you have your own private channel.
Yeah.
And you have audio.
But then...
Or video if you really want it, but why?
And you're not going to be looking at each other anyway.
Exactly.
Unless you Skype. If you have screen capture, I guess you could coordinate the team screens.
That seems like a lot of effort to go to play a video game with your friends.
Yeah, but...
I want to do it.
League of Legends is also the game that is the... it's actually covered by ESPN now.
Oh.
The championships are.
Well, there are several games covered by ESPN for championships.
There's League of Legends.
I saw Halo.
Halo was, at least. I know, like, Arma, I think, was covered by them at some point. On their esports.
Right. Channel?
Yeah.
Which isn't really a channel.
Which is basically, hey, there's no football games, or baseball games, or even soccer games that we don't care about going on, so let's watch video gamers sit there and play games, and the most entertaining part of this is us not knowing what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed in watching some of it, is that the commentary is typically awful.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Because usually there's some gamer on there that they have as a host, and then there's, we're sports commentators, so we can do this. And you end up in a conversation where this gamer is trying to explain what's going on in a game to commentators who are then trying to commentate on something they don't understand. It was just explained to them, and end up just repeating everything that the gamer says. Anyways, your stats guy will at least have some useful information because he's watching stats.
Yeah.
And those are very easy to collate in a video game because it does it for you.
Yes.
You're not counting shots or penalties or fouls or whatever.
Because the game does it for you.
The game gives you all of that data.
The game has a kill counter and even an accuracy rating now.
Yeah. It's not hard to build it in. If you're pointing and shooting and it has to figure out all that stuff, it knows all that stuff.
Yeah. Overwatch is getting to that area of gaming where it's getting to that level of attention that people are starting to look at it more.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have an established meta, which it really needs. Because the established meta is type matchups. So basically you have to be good at Pokemon in order to play the meta of Overwatch. And since no one knows the meta of Overwatch, the people who made up the meta are the people who get mad at the people for not knowing the meta that they made up.
Oh.
So, now there are a couple YouTube videos that I've seen on the established meta for it, and it's terribly confusing because, first of all, it's all internet speaking, so it's all abbreviated into things that don't make sense.
Great.
For example, all of your attack characters are called AD characters.
Why?
So, people who know the meta will say, why are you playing AD? I wanted to play AD. And then the person who doesn't know the meta goes, I don't know what that is. I'm playing a character and actually having a good time.
Oh.
And then defense characters are something. It's really weird abbreviations and things like that that don't make sense, especially in another group chat type setting.
Right. Well, in effect, that to a point goes to a game's subculture.
Yeah.
Which you end up having to spend hours on Reddit to understand if you want to really jump into it. But which is not necessarily a bad thing. But you do realize who the noobs are because they don't understand the common nomenclature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just don't say the word nomenclature anywhere on a game chat.
Because they won't know what it means, right?
Maybe.
Some might, but it takes too long to spell.
I have no idea how to spell it.
And I don't either. It starts with an N.
Don't even try. The YouTube comments will tear you apart.
Yeah, all three of them.
You could just respond with, if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, but it's interesting because especially following Overwatch, you get to see a community develop.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas gaming is such a young thing that no gamers have retired to become announcers for it either.
Right.
Because like most of the people who announce for football or basketball were basketball players and then they retired.
Yep. And
So
they
we
get
don't
the
have
game
any of
because
those
they
yet.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people of an age that could commentate are too young to be looked at by the major networks.
True.
So, I think it's a art form. It's a sport that will mature
Yeah.
in a couple decades, just because the technology is so new and the proliferation of the technology is still happening. So as it becomes more common, it will become more popular, and then there will be demand for more content.
Thank you. That is all of the time we allotted today. Please remember to leave us your thoughts on the commentary. If you have any tips, I'll be happy to look at them and promptly ignore them depending on what they are. If you want to subscribe, you can, or just come back and watch us next time. But until next time, listen to the people around you, just like we do, most of the time.